Hi, John here. Started this YouTube channel as therapy. I live in Thailand. I said I came here in 2002. I figured that if I could help people around the world speak the same language, maybe we can get along a little bit. Here we are 20 years later, and humans haven't gotten any smarter. So I decided I always wanted to write a book. I figured I wasn't smart enough till I was at least 65. Now I'm 66, and the one thing I've learned is that I can never be that smart, because the smarter I get, the stupider I become, because I realize that there's so much more to know. I can only possibly retain a little bit. So what I started this channel for was to get people to open up their mind a little bit. I'm a regular goof. I used to wear a hat that said instant asshole, just add alcohol. Now, if I had a hat, I'd say instant asshole, just open mouth. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open my mouth. If you like me, you don't like me, up to you. I love y'all. Maybe don't hate me, hate my ideas, that's okay. So here we go. JJ's views. I'm going to give you my views on the Freedom Convoy. Freedom Convoy Canada. I love you all. Think it's great. I wish I was there. But remember what you're actually fighting against. It's not the vaccine. It's the overbearing government. And remember, the bureaucracy behind Justin. Justin and the minions that get elected every 4 years don't mean anything to them. The people that actually run Canada, they think of them as just temporary employees. Remember that. The government really doesn't have that much control. Money. Okay, money, they make money. They print money, it comes out of nowhere. I have no idea how GDPs balance and everything balances all around the world. I don't know. All I know is they printed a lot more money than the value of everything that's out there. So what does that make everything? Valueless? Bitcoin, they give it a monetary value. Its worth is valued in dollars. Same with gold and silver. I collect gold. My wife and I love gold. If we have any extra money, we buy gold. I don't know why. Maybe in the future we'll have to barter gold and silver for food. We don't know. Stock market, again, made up money. They can do whatever they want. And when you got computers doing billions and billions of trades every few minutes and taking a penny off of each one, billion and billions of pennies are millions and millions of dollars. So what is stock? What is the stock market? Me Too movement. I've forgiven all of the women that have ever abused me in my life. I love y'all still, and I forgive ya. God bless ya. Blacks in America. Now I got to tell you a little bit about this, because I didn't know any blacks from America until about 1989, when I went to Florida and spent the winter at a thoroughbred training center. Stupid me, I went down there with a Confederate flag with Hank Williams Jr.'s face on it, and that was what I hung in my window for a curtain. I figured all the people in Florida were into the Confederacy. Had no idea what it was all about. I met some black guys. I had a really good friend. We called him Black Joe. We called him Black Joe because there was an Indian Joe and a White Joe. So there was Black Joe, Indian Joe, White Joe. What Black Joe said to me, and Black Joe, I love him. He looked like Alfred E. Newman. I said to him, I remember we were talking, I said, do you think about yourself as African? He said, he's like shocked. He said, no, I'm not African. I come from New York. I don't even want to go to Africa. It's too hot there. And he laughed, ha, ha, ha. So my opinion on blacks in America, and this book, Black Like Me, I did a grade 9 book report on this. Second-class citizen, he trudges southern streets searching for a place where he may eat or rest, looking vainly for a job other than menial labor, feeling the hate stare. He turned his skin black and traveled in the late 50s around Southern America, American states. Great book. Okay, so blacks in America, what Joe said to me was, no, he wasn't African American, he was American, he was from New York, and that his opinion was that by calling themselves African American, they took away the power of being an American by hyphenating it. And that blacks, to their own detriment, used the phrase African American. That's what my buddy Joe said. I don't know if he's alive or dead. To be honest, back in 1989, most of the guys from New York that worked with the horses were into crack. And I'm not sure how many of them could have survived. That's been 30 some years now. So that's my opinion on blacks. I don't know. I don't know. I have great friends who are black. Patriotism and nationalism. Bullshit. If you haven't lived in every country in the world, or met people from every country in the world, or talked to people from every country in the world, and gotten together with people from every country in the world, don't say your country is better than another country. That's just feeding the problem. That's bullshit. The earth is a sphere, one world. Okay, that's my opinion. Religion, what can I say? Another thing designed to keep people apart. Same with patriotism and nationalism. Just about everything on this list, as far as I'm concerned, it's designed by the people who rule us to keep us fighting amongst ourselves so we don't gang up against them, which is what the Freedom Convoy is doing right now. That's why they're so afraid. Religion, simple. All the religions say the same thing. Now, I moved over here to Thailand. It's a Buddhist country. A lot of people here are Muslim people too. And the Muslim people, they fight, they want independence. It's been going on for 50 years and it's a tiny minority. I eat chicken from a Muslim guy every night. I don't think he's trying to poison me. I eat my dessert roti from another Muslim person 3 times a week, trying to get rid of the belly. But I don't think they're trying to poison me. They smile at me. We laugh together and talk, but we can't speak the same language. So, religion. What did Jesus say? Love one another and don't do something to somebody else that you don't want them to do to you. That's religion. That's all it is. That's where it stops. Everything else, all this organized mumble jumble, is just that, to keep you mumble jumbled. Don't forget, love one another. That's it. Bottom line, full stop. People, talk about gays, up to you. You want to be gay, but don't be gay because it's the fashionable thing to do. If your heart, and I talked to a gay guy before I even knew what gay was, and he was broken-hearted. The church he was going to told him he couldn't be gay. He was married with 4 kids and just tormented by the fact that he couldn't be himself. He felt like he had to be something that wasn't him. Wendell, love ya. Rights. You take your rights. What's your right? You know, what rights do you really have? You have the right to life. That's the bottom line. Everybody should be able to live their life. Mind you, some people are maybe going to be evil-thinking people. I think probably a lot of it has to do with how you're raised. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist either. But the bottom line, get together. War, stupid. Totally stupid. Why would you want to kill somebody else? Why would you join the army when you know that the job they're going to give you is to go out and kill somebody else? I've killed pigs. I've killed cows. I've watched horses die. Look in their eyes when something's dying. Nobody wants to die. Everything has a right to life. You don't want to die. Whatever they tell you. You think you're going to die and go to heaven? good luck. Look for your heaven here. It's here. You don't have any sort of heaven at all if you don't find it on earth. That's my opinion. Fat and food. We just got back from 6 months in Ontario. A lot of really, really, really fat people. The problem is they don't think of themselves as fat. They're like adult children. They're chubby. You're not chubby, you're fat. And the reason you're fat because you're putting too much food in your mouth. And the food you're putting in your mouth is crap. It's filled with sugar and glucose and all sorts of other shitty things that you shouldn't even be putting in your body. And then you down it 4 glasses of sugar water with it and think that you're not going to get fat. What are you doing to your body? Come on, think about it. Make yourself feel better by being healthy. You can't feel good about yourself when you can't see your dick. Okay. Dogs. I think the reason people have dogs is because they're insecure, they're beaten up. Everybody's always telling you, do this, do this, do this, do this. So people get dogs so they can go home and kick somebody and say, do this, do this, do this, do this. That's my opinion. I love y'all. And in the end, we die. Simple. There is an end. Don't think that the end isn't going to come. Maybe you won't know when it comes, but it will come. And I maintain that 50 years after we're dead, most of us, nobody will remember. So if you want to be remembered, do it now. Treat people with respect. Respect their ideas. Just a little bit of respect and a little bit of love towards everything. And I didn't mean to kick your dog, but a little bit of respect toward everything, and think about how your day-to-day actions manifest from you and affect everything else. If you're in a job where you make cars, do you believe in climate change? Why do you continue to make cars? Okay. If you work in a slaughterhouse, work in McDonald's, do you believe that it's right to slaughter beef for hamburger? Like, how good is that? Think about what we do. Think about how our actions have repercussions that we can't see. We can't possibly know what's going on, but we can. Stop wars, love one another, and treat each other with respect. Kapun kap. God bless you. Peace out.